My name's Mark Johnson, head professional Paddle Evolution, 4-time national champion. The objective of Paddle Evolution is to teach and show you how to become your own coach. In today's segment, I'm going to just show you a few tips on what I think about doing a warm-up during our matches. Two things. One of the things, I'm just really concentrating what I'm trying to do, and second of all, I'm looking also what my opponent's going to be doing. You're in control of the warm-up, and what you do in the warm-up is going to relate what's going to happen in a match. One of the things too is when I'm coming on the court here, I want to try eliminate my power, and I'm just thinking about rhythm and timing, keeping my feet moving. I like to talk about fast feet and slow hands. I think a lot of times when we come out here, a lot of players try to add power to the warm-up, and that's just something you want to try eliminate. As far as my opponents go, there's a few things you can look for when I'm warming up. First off, am I playing a lefty and a righty? In today's game, the two-handed players are very dominant, and normally when they have the two hands, they're good drivers. Do they have a one-hander? Do they chip the ball? Do they slice the ball? How do they adjust to spins? Maybe in my warm-up I'll kind of give them a slow ball, a little bit of a hard ball, underspin, various spins, because sometimes they may battle with various spins and also the pace of the ball. So that's a few things I like to look at. Anyway, I'm going to back up to the baseline. Mark's going to be at the net volleying some balls to me. A typical situation in paddle was always start up with a team up and a team on the baseline. And I'm just going to show you a few tips what I'm trying to do when I'm warming up on the baseline, hitting some ground stroke. I'm thinking about moving our feet. It's very critical that you move your feet. A lot of times we don't move our feet. When you don't move your feet, that's when you're going to start slapping at the ball and you're getting away from your comfort zone. So I like to exaggerate everything in my warm-up. So again too, this might help if you think of marching, almost like a marching action here. This will kind of just keep you on your toes. You don't have to go crazy, but you just want to be on your toes here. So watch, as I make contact with the ball, I'm going to have a marching motion. With my hands, I'm going to think long and slow. I mentioned before, I want to slow my hands down. So I'm going to move my feet, and I'm just going to think of a long and slow motion follow through on the ball. Quick, fast feet and slow hands. So Mark, go ahead here. Okay, small little steps and slow hands. Long and slow. Fast feet, slow hands. So you're a bit on the forehand. Maybe I want to do a bit on the backhand. I like to warm up on both. If I'm a two-handed player, same thing. Short backswing, long follow through. If I'm a one-hander, same thing. Fast feet, long follow through. Again, consistent. Hit, march. I like to do too, because a lot of times when we're in the warm-ups, whatever, we all get nervous. We all have those negative feelings. So one way to control the negativity is start focusing things on positive. So when I'm coming out here and I think about, okay, moving my feet, long, slow hands, where's my finish, keeping my head still, that's all positive. It takes the focus off about don't hit it in the net. I can't hit this in the net. Don't hit it out. That's all negativity. So this is just really good to get you up and going and just starting off really good, because like I said before, once you get into the mat, what you do in the warm-up is going to relate into a match. When I'm at the net now, again, sometimes you get players that are just giving you all different kinds of balls. Maybe they hitting the ball hard. So whatever they're going to be doing here, just try being in control what you're trying to do. One of the things I love to do here is I like to volley off the net. And the reason being here, number one, if we're up at the net here, we all can do this, hit a volley up here. The reason I like to be off the net here is I can just start warming up and start working on being in just an uncomfortable environment, because a lot of times when we're playing points and in a match, we're always playing and we end up playing shots in an awkward position. So right off the bat, when I'm warming up here, watch how when Mark's driving the ball at me, I'll purposely be up off the net so I can adjust to uncomfortable balls. When I'm doing this too, I like to do this too here a little bit too. Remember I mentioned we want to eliminate power. There's no power here. So one of the things I'm going to do here, I'm going to let the ball come to me and watch the face on my backhand here. Watch the angle of my face. I'm actually going to keep it open because again too, it's not a powerful shot. I'm not going for too much, but I'm allowing myself to clear the net. There's nothing worse than starting to come out and hitting balls in the net. So I'm exaggerating my height, and I'm actually going to have an open face here. So when Mark's kind of, driving that ball to me, notice how my face is kind of open here. My base is low, and I'm a little off the net here. And you see even right there, it's coming low, and the angle, I'm just meeting the ball, and because of the angle, the ball is going to be popping up. All right, so adjustment, I hit that in the net. Long follow through, like I mentioned before. It's a longer follow through here, long and slow. That's just the best way to get your rhythm and timing. Even if my opponent is giving me a hard ball here, I'm just concentrating on myself and getting into a good rhythm. I'm not trying to win the warm-up. So that's just something I like to work on. And then after that, you can maybe move in and practice a few here. The warm-up here on my overheads, when Mark's gonna throw up some lobs and I'm warming up my overheads here, one of the things I wanna do is really, again, to kind of keep on my toes here. And I wanna get sideways, in the sideways position. But I really, as I mentioned before, in my video clips, when that ball's dropping, I wanna make sure I'm making contact with my forearm, not my shoulder. A lot of times when we're warming up, we're extending too early. And by doing that, extending too early, you've committed to the shot. It's gonna be challenging with your timing. So your overheads, when you're hitting your overheads, everything's coming with your forearm. So when Mark feeds me a few lobs here, I'm gonna be sideways, but watch when I'm making contact. It's almost like a throwing action. I'm using my forearm. You'll have more control by waiting. I'm actually can turn some of those overheads into a volley. So you see where my contact point is? I'm actually making contact just here above my head. I'm not extending. So that way too, that's just gonna kind of help you get nice rhythm and feeling. Again, I'm not going, I don't have a power stroke. Everything right now in the warm-up is just slow, getting into a good rhythm. And I can really get sideways here, and I can practice through those side screens. Thank you for watching the tip today on the warm-up. I really hope you enjoyed it. We'd really love to hear your comments. If you have any comments or feedback,